yes, your mayor is going to put more trails in this area, more pedestrian paths. So when I see urban sprawl, that's only, we're designing cities for cars. We're not designing cities for people. And it's all about engineering. St. Paul, Minneapolis area was just ranked #1 as the most walkable city. And here that is in the dead of winter. And they're clearing snow so people can walk. Okay, the right outlook. Let's go. That's what they found. That's also what they found. I'm missing a couple of slides. I'm just going to have to tell you about them. I just now noticed. All right. Downshift is the next principle. These people engage in prayer, meditation, naps on a daily basis. Quiet time. That's the one that I have to work on the most. That's the one that's the biggest struggle for me. So they take time to do those things. The other thing is I want you to say this word, ikigai.
Ikigai.
It's a Japanese word for, I know why I get up in the morning. I have a purpose. I have a purpose. And what's interesting is in the Blue Zones regions, they don't have a word called retirement, because you know what your purpose is. We met people in Greece that, well, one lady we met, and I always say her purpose was, she was the village gossip. That was her purpose. She just made sure and relayed stories to everybody about everybody else, plus she gardened. Yeah, she was the village newspaper, but it was her purpose. I mean, she walked the city. I mean, well, this lady was in her 90s without devices, and she walked everywhere, but you knew everything that was happening to everybody else. And that was her purpose. For some, it was gardening. For some, it was fishing for their family. For some, it was running the village store. They didn't have a word for retirement, because you didn't stop. You always had a purpose. And that alone will add 8 to 10 years to your life. The prayer, meditation will add 2 to 3 longevity years to your life. One of the things that's scary to me.
So that's just increasing. There's no fall off at all.
It's not declining. It's increasing. That's really scary to me. Then they're saying by 2040, 1 out of 3 will develop diabetes. That's scary to me. That's really scary, because it's $2,000 for a healthy person to be treated by our healthcare system. It's $25,000 a year to treat someone with diabetes annually. Those numbers are scary to me. And so that's why I'm so passionate about, we need to make some changes now. Engineering our cities, what we choose to eat, all of those kinds of things. Then the next one is they eat wisely. We got okay, I love this one. Wine at 5. All Blue Zones regions drink a healthy glass of wine. It's perfect. Can you have alcohol here, Zach?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, okay. A healthy glass. I'm not advocating drinking, but if you have a healthy relationship with alcohol, the Blue Zones regions, except for the Seventh-day Adventists, all drink a healthy glass of wine. 1 for women per day, and 2 for men. And no, you can't save them up for the weekend.
You gotta do 7 all at once.
But
Falling
wine
behind.
is huge. And what I want to say about it is it's celebratory. People in the Blue Zones regions don't drink alone.
And
they drink as community.
And they don't eat alone.
And they don't eat alone.
Yeah.
Wine is used to embellish the food and embrace the food and to build community. That's what food is for, too. It's to build community. Then we have the plant slant. They eat plant-based meals. Meat is rarely eaten. It's celebratory. So you might have it at the anniversary. You might have it at the baptism. You might have it at the wedding. You might have it for Christmas or Easter. Otherwise, it's plants. And I'll tell you what. family budgets could be decreased seriously by doing plant-based meals. It's so cheap to eat that way. It is so inexpensive and so healthy. And I do have, this is a good point. I'm going to be teaching my Blue Zones Healthy courses at a medical clinic at Unity Point in Cedar Falls. And I made peanut butter hummus. I know Zach and Kristen have had my peanut butter hummus before.
It's amazing.
It was a rave. So I'm passing it out, the recipe to you, because so help yourself. There's one plant-based recipe that you have right there. So they eat plants. And I'll tell you what, this would be great for Iowa's economy too, if we could switch over to plants. I know it's a hard, if you're used to that meat, and we can talk about that. I always say make meat the accessory, don't make it the entree. That's the way to start.
It's also good in terms of the planet, in terms of methane and.
Oh yes, it's the green scene too. We can get into that. Then, now, here we're going to learn some more Japanese. I want you to repeat after me. Hari hachi bu.
Hari.
Hari hachibu.
You just said, and that's what the Japanese say, and they pray and bow before their food, and they say, I will only eat until I'm 80% full. Bless this food, and I promise, Lord, that I will only eat till I'm 80% full. Because when you eat when they bring I'm trying to get restaurants, I work with a lot of restaurants, not to bring the chips unless customers request, not to bring the bread unless customers request. Because if you consume that first, your brain doesn't have your stomach time to tell you that you're full. It takes a half hour for this message to get here. But you're not sitting there for a half hour, so it doesn't have time, and you're already full. So if you could just, what does 80% full feel like? When you know there's room for dessert, but you don't have any, or else you order a piece and everybody shares it. Everybody just has one or two bites. And psychologically, that's all you need. Mentally and psychologically, all you need is one or two bites of that sugar. That will satisfy. But we don't give it time. We eat the 850 piece of pie, calorie pie, or cheesecake. Because it's there. All right, so now you learned some Japanese. Now, the connect piece. It's your loved ones first. They take care of family. They take care of each other. They take care of each other. And they put them in, and I'll show some more examples as we go through all the different regions too. So they take care of each other. Those people are important, so you take time for them. You embrace them. You give them some of your time. They give you some of theirs. Then belonging. This is where the faith part comes in. And this one isn't mentioned a whole lot in a lot of the conferences I speak to, but I'm going to spend a lot of time with you. You can live 7 to 14 years longer by belonging to a faith tradition. And it doesn't matter if you're Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, it doesn't matter. And they really don't know why, other than it's the fact that maybe you believe in a supreme being, or maybe it's the sense of community that you build with that.
It's both.
There you go.
7 to 14 years longer by doing that. And along with that, hopefully you build that right tribe. Those people that lift you up, that elevate you. Your support system is just as important as what you eat. If you have people that you associate with that lift you up, embrace you, keep you healthy, those are the messages you're going to hear. My husband and I are in a cycling, snowshoeing, walking group that meets once a week. And you'll hear about that a little bit. It could be a group here at church, but you have that right tribe that you can count on. It could be a golf group. It could be the reading club. It could be the Bible study. I don't care, but you need one that you meet on a regular basis. And church is a good place to form those bonds. Okay,